Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Well, this is going to be an interesting one, I figure. I assume it would be. Recently, within the last few months, that is, I've been getting more and more requests, and I've even actually branched out into doing this, I think once or twice already. More requests for some of these, perhaps you could call them fast casual establishments like Chili's, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, all those sorts of establishments, which have actually been doing surprisingly well these days. More people have actually been turning to them because they see what a dreadful state so much of fast food is in at this point. So they figure, well, McDonald's used to be good, Burger King used to be good, and the key word there is used to be, and is not anymore, so going to go elsewhere in search of food that's actually edible at a perhaps reasonable price as well. So this is a release from Chili's that I'm not even going to even try to pretend that this is anything other than this. This is a direct attempt by Chili's to try to compete with the Quarter Pounder burger from McDonald's. So that's exactly what this is. The name of this is called the Big QP Burger, which it hits a little close to home. Back when I used to play college football, this is like 10 years ago or so, there was actually a guy on the team who called me the Big QP. I still have no idea what that even means, but I assume it is of no relation to this whatsoever. But in this context, in the Chili's vernacular, that is, the Big QP stands, of course, for the Big Quarter Pounder burger. And on it, you have 2 slices of American cheese, diced red onions. It also comes with pickles, ketchup, and mustard. And the burger itself is part of a special meal deal for a limited time. I believe for the price of $10, you can get this burger, a side, an appetizer, and a drink for $10. So that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. If you get the burger by itself, it does cost a bit more. It costs around $16 to just get the burger and the entree. But again, if you get it as part of this meal deal, again, for around $10, you can get the burger, you can get side, an appetizer, and a drink. Again, all for, I would say, a reasonable price. So just something to consider there. And obviously what Chili's here is marketing is that this is supposed to be at a price either equal to or better than what you might even be paying for a Quarter Pounder with cheese from McDonald's these days. And the quality is also supposed to be better for the price. So it's supposed to be a win-win, affordable and of better quality than McDonald's. And the advertisements for this burger, likewise, really, it tells you everything you need to know. If you could visualize, they pretty much show in one panel this offering from Chili's, and then in the other panel, they just call it fast food, but it's obviously a Quarter Pounder with cheese from McDonald's. And the one from Chili's looks like this succulent, gigantic burger, and the one from McDonald's looks like some smushed piece of garbage, which it's obviously exaggerated for the sake of the advertisement, but the way fast food looks a lot of the time. Anyway, the last time I tried one of these fast casual establishments, I was very pleasantly surprised that the quality was excellent. All things considered, and I strongly endorsed it, so hopefully Chili's will provide here. Got this delivered, but it's still steamy and warm, and aesthetically pleasing, I will say as well. Definitely gives the impression of a deluxe burger. You can see the ketchup there glistening, and the American cheese, some mustard there as well, the onions, and there you have it. Looks like a pretty good burger, so I'm just going to dive right in and give it a shot. and then we'll just take it from there. So let's see how good this is. Let's see how it compares to the McDonald's Quarter Pounder, which, all things considered, is a burger that I had gotten many times before and enjoyed. So let's see how this is and if it's any good or not. The Big QP Burger from Chili's is going in. All right. So, showing a quick cross section, I realized sort of too little too late. I should have just cut this in half, but I just wasn't really thinking, admittedly. But seeing the cross section of it, just real quick, you could sort of see the profile there, especially just seeing the ratio between the bun and the meat. This is a good sized burger. And it's not one of those cases where the bun takes up most of it. You can see there is a good sized beef patty there. And I certainly believe it when they state that this is a quarter pound. I would be willing to submit that it may actually be more than a quarter pound, but that's mere conjecture. I would say in most cases it probably is. It's just a big burger, is what I'm trying to say, and I hope that's able to visualize it. And like I said, the last experience that I had on this channel with one of these fast casual places was very good, and the trend continues. Now you might say, "Oh, review bra, you shill. You're. How much did Chili's pay you for this?" Nothing. This is just a plain good item. If McDonald's released an item that was this good, I would sing it praises too. This is currently, in my opinion, better than the current quarter pounder from McDonald's. It's just my opinion based on what I'm trying here. The quality of everything is just higher than what you get from fast food these days. And this goes directly in line with one of the previous, again, fast casual experiences. I think it was for a chicken sandwich that I tried out from one of these establishments. The same exact thing. The portion size is bigger, the price is lower, the quality of the food itself is higher. There is no loss. There is literally no downside to this whatsoever. It's like you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's 2025, you know how fast food is, so you're telling me you could pay less, you can get more, and you can get something that's of higher quality and tastes better than the fast food. So what's the catch? And the answer is that there is no catch. It's just that it's actually a good item at a good price, and that's all that there is to it. And this item, the Big QP Burger, is no different than that. You could again see there's a good amount of beef to it. I would say it's cooked probably medium well, I would say. It does have a little bit of a char to it, but not to any sort of detriment. Don't think that it's burnt or anything, because it most definitely is not. That's just how it's cooked. Still juicy, still flavorful. Definitely has like some salt, pepper seasoning on it as well. Nothing too crazy or anything, but the quality of the meat is sufficient. It's good. It's tasty, and again, there's a good amount of it there too. Definitely a quarter pound at a minimum, in my opinion. Probably more than that. It is a good cheeseburger at the same time. I think you could see there's the two slices of the American cheese, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then of course also is the onion, which is potent, but not overwhelmingly so. Just the right amount, I think, that complements the flavor, but again, it doesn't overdo it, which sometimes happens with onions. And then of course your standard, typical ketchup and mustard, flavorful, perfect combination in my opinion for what I'd call a deluxe burger. But it's good. It's good. Again, you could really taste the full meaty flavor while also getting that good amount of the cheese on there as well. And the bun also, it doesn't fall apart or anything. It's not one of those buns that just sucks all the flavor out or anything to that extent. The bun is of good quality and of good structural integrity. It's just a bun at the end of the day, but it's still it's still good for what it is, all things considered. But I'm very happy with it. It's one of these items that is fairly basic when you look at it. It's just like a deluxe hamburger, or I guess cheeseburger you'd really call it. But I only have good things to say about this. Really, this is this is how it should be, in my opinion, and how it used to be. Quite frankly, when you go back decades now, when you look at some places like McDonald's, for instance, you go back 20, 30 years. This is how the quarter pounder, in many cases, would have been compared to how it is now, where it's hit or miss, and it just keeps getting worse a lot of the time. So good on Chili's for taking incentive here, and this is an establishment that recognizes the problems, and they address them accordingly. And I applaud them for doing that, because you know what? They did a darn good job here. And this is a burger that puts McDonald's to shame at this point. It really is. So Chili's, I think, did a great job. I would recommend it. Some people, I think, still, they look at these fast casual places with some skepticism. They might see them as either tacky or cheap, etc. But at the end of the day, really, the quality just keeps getting better from these places. Maybe it's just the quality from fast food keeps getting worse, or perhaps it's a combination of both. Either way, what's before me right here, right now, good quality, good price, good portion, no complaints. The big QP burger from Chili's, it's getting a 9.1 out of 10. Very happy with it. Like I said, this is one of those items I can't really find anything to criticize it on, because I'm just genuinely and generally happy with what I've received here. This is a good burger that I'm going to enjoy right after the camera's turned off, instead of just going over and throwing it out like I do with most of this food nowadays, because it's just so god awful, and not something that I'm even going to put another single bite of it to contaminate and poison my system with, essentially. This is something that I'm actually going to sit here and enjoy. And there you have it. That's the honest truth about the state of things these days. So, I mean that as a sincere compliment. Very happy with it. Chili's did a great job. They have a good team here. They just have to stay the course, keep doing their thing, and essentially just not sacrifice quality, because they're holding the line essentially, and they've just got to keep doing that. And I encourage more establishments to go this route as well, because I certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure many others do as well. All right, and on a final note, I do, in addition to this review series of mine, I also do a podcast and a radio show as well. The radio show of mine I do twice a week, every week. I do new shows every Thursday, what am I even saying, every Saturday morning, and every Monday morning. Thursday. That's how it used to be years ago. Forget that I even said that. Every Saturday and Monday morning, though. I do have repeat airings, though, of my radio show every single day of the week, though, so there's many opportunities to hear it. Each program of mine is 1 hour in length. You could hear it online, you can hear it on your phone, you could hear it on the radio. It goes out worldwide on the shortwave, on many frequencies, all over the world. Goes out on some AM radio stations as well. And in my radio show, I sit here at the microphone, talk about the news of the day. I do some news analysis, where I not only discuss the news, but then I talk about the news behind the news, and I break down the stories, because even though I do the reviews here, I do have a nose for news, essentially, and it's where you can see that side of things. But at the same time, I run a clean show. It's not some sort of extraordinarily controversial program or anything like that. You just hear my thoughts on things. I'll talk about whatever's on my mind too, and then I balance out the rest of the show. I'll play some listener music requests. I'll share some trivia about some of the music. Have a lot of fun doing that too, and I'll give some listener shout outs too. So I try to inform and entertain while not blending the two. There's distinct and separate segments for each. But anyway, number one, I encourage you to check out the show if you're interested in giving it a listen. There's some info for that in the description of the video. Check it out. Secondly, though, if you've heard this program and you like what you hear, you want to hear more of it, understand this broadcast of mine, it does come with its operating costs. I don't get paid to do this. None of the radio stations pay me. As a matter of fact, I actually have to pay for all the airtime that my broadcast is heard at. So I have to pay for that. I have to pay for the resources to even do the show. The expenses just add up month to month, quite extraordinarily, to be honest. And I do need your help in order to keep the show going. I'm not just saying that, I mean it sincerely. And this is one of those cases where if you're able to, and if you can't, it's perfectly fine, don't even worry about it. But if you can and you like the show and you want to help it out, I do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TheReportOfTheWeek. It's in the pinned comment and in the description down below, and you can support the show there. It would really mean a lot. Every little bit helps, and it really does add up. So if you're able to, please consider checking that out, and please consider helping out. Keeps my show on the air, goes out to a worldwide audience, and it wouldn't be going out right now if it weren't for your support as is, but it does need a little bit of help at this point. So I'm just throwing the word out there, or else no one would even know any of this exists. If you do support the show on the Patreon, though, as my way of giving back, it's the very least I can do. You can access all of my radio shows on demand, listening thousands of hours of additional content, and I do 2 new shows each week. It's just the very least I can do to try to give back, and you could access some exclusive content there as well. Like I said, it's just the least I can do. If you're going to help support and keep the show on the air, like I said, it's the very least I could do to give back. Anyway, just wanted to give that little bit of a promo so you know exactly where things stand, and like I said, the fact that all of this even exists in the first place, because if I never talked about it, no one would ever know. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.